keep it 100 because it's time for Hub's Huddle Podcast. Listen to the man that talks sports from football to basketball 24/7, 365. He is known as the average Joe that knows more than average about sports.
What's up, man?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Hub.
What's up, everybody? It is Saturday night, October 12th, 2019. Here for week 6 NFL action. Sorry you guys couldn't get to you on Thursday. As you know, if you guys follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, I posted up that I had New England. I had picked New England on Thursday. I had them winning 33-10, and the final score of that game was New England 35-14. Hey man, it was pretty close. And also, most importantly, man, this was my first victory on Thursday Night Football. So finally, man, after 6 weeks, finally get that win, man, over in the win column. So that brings up my season total so far to 36-25-1. So, you know, man, hey, look, last week Sean was 7-7, man. I have to be better on my picks. You know, I gave it a lot of thought to this week. So hopefully, you know, but you know, it's the NFL, man. You know, sometimes when you expect the team to win, you know, it's always an upset here and there. You know, but let's get on into it. I want to get to you guys before the 9:30 kickoff tomorrow in London. Tomorrow morning we have a game at 9:30 showing on the NFL Network. You know, between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Carolina Panthers. But first and foremost, talk about a little bit about Thursday night game. You know what? It was a little rocky start for New England. At one point it was 14-14. All hats off to the New York Giants. You know, that Daniel Jones kid, man, he is the real deal, and he will be the real. You know, he's going to be the real deal. I feel like once they get Saquon back, Sterling Shepard. You really going to start seeing this kid flourish. You know, having Saquon back is going to basically alleviate the pressure on him into, you know, with this whole offensive setup, and it won't be, you know, majority on his shoulders as it was, you know, the past couple of weeks without Saquon Barkley. And I finally got a chance to watch him up close and personal. Some of the throws that he made was pretty good. It was pretty spot on. New York, you know, they have themselves a quarterback, you know, for the future. And, you know, just thinking about on the flip side for New England, you know, they move on to 6-0. But, you know, that team right there, man, it is a blessing for them that, you know, they have a good defense. And, you know, like for them to basically like carry an average offense right now, you know, to 6 consecutive wins so far in this season. And they're starting to pile it on, especially with help with Kansas City losing to the Colts on Sunday Night Football last week. But for New England, you can see on offense, man, they do need a receiver. And this is why there's so many rumors floating around about them possibly trading for a receiver. Now, the rumors are, you know, Stephon Diggs, of course, it's going to be pretty tough to try to fit him in, you know, with his salary. And, you know, like, it's one guy that I think they probably could possibly trade him for, and that might be, you know, like Dante Hightower, which would be a huge blow to that defense. But you gotta look at the end of the day, they have good depth at linebacker. But you know, like this and other, you know, floating out there was AJ Green, of course. You know, the Colts. I mean, the coach of the Bengals said basically they're not going to trade AJ Green. You know, also been floated out there was Mike Evans. We heard some things from Jeff Howe about, you know, possible like Larry, maybe like a Larry Fitzgerald type deal. Who knows? I really don't see Larry Fitzgerald moving on from the Cardinals. You know, basically he's like a Cardinal for life. You know, this whole possibility. You know, also heard about like Odell Beckham Jr. You know, but who knows, man? They're all rumors. So you don't know until it actually happens, until things get heated up, you know. It's a bunch of guys, like one of the main guys who's been reporting it, constantly. Actually, it's two of them about Stephon Diggs, and that's Moshe Chanel and also Dan Cilio. Also, I have, a couple of guys that I know who also been saying the same thing about Diggs in New England, that it could possibly happen. So who really knows, man? But hey, man, anything can happen, man. The trade deadline, I believe, is the 28th or the 29th of this month. So, expect things to go down. It's other teams that's been rumored to be making moves. One of them is Philadelphia. They looking at a wide receiver as well. They've been one of the teams that's been linked to Odell Beckham. It's New England, Philadelphia, and San Francisco. So who really knows, man, what's going to happen? The rumors are, Odell's pretty, a little bit angry about, his touches out there in Cleveland. And you're looking at Cleveland, man, they were projected to be, a very good team. Some analysts had them going to the Super Bowl. I had pegged them. I believe I had them winning. Or no, I didn't have them winning the North. I had them getting into the playoffs as a wild card. I had the Ravens winning the North. But, when you look at it right now, that offensive line has issues. And, and I think, it's tough for me to really put, all my faith in the Baker Mayfield, especially when he keeps talking. I think the kid just needs to just chill out, go out there and go play his game, and be the best him he can be. I mean, you got those weapons over there with Odell, Landry. You got Chubb out of the backfield. You're going to get Kareem Hunt back soon. This Browns team, they also got a defense. This Browns team on paper is pretty awesome. They just seem to can't put it together, on the football field. But so rumor is that Odell Beckham is a little bit frustrated about his touches out there in Cleveland. So who knows what's going to happen, man? Who knows if it's going to be a trade? Maybe it's going to be a trade to one of these teams. Maybe it's not. Who knows, man? But just keep it, just keep your ears open, man. Something might happen. We just don't know. But let's get on into these matchups for tomorrow and also Monday night. First up, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Carolina Panthers over there at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. This is the 9:30 a.m. game. It's going to be on the NFL Network. Looking at this, man, you know what? I really like Kyle Allen. This dude is pretty good. And also, another rumor, I'm going to credit Dan Cilio for this one. Basically, it's a possibility that Cam Newton might be shut down for the year. So, hey, I mean, you're going to roll with the hot hand with Kyle Allen, and this kid's undefeated since he had taken over. So, hey, Carolina, man, them dudes is rolling, man. Maybe a tough break for Cam, and possibly, if Cam is shut down for the year, could this possibly be his last year in Carolina? Who knows, man? We won't know. You know what I mean? Like it's just a lot of stuff going on in the league, and the league changes from day to day. So, but I like Kyle Allen with this Carolina team. This defense has shifted to a 3-3-4 defense. I think it's a pretty good game. You got Jameis Winston on the other side. My opinion of Jameis, but so far he's been putting it together and getting it done. But as far as tomorrow's game go, I'm leaning more towards the Panthers. I believe they're like I think the Buccaneers are a 1-point favorite. But I'm leaning towards the Panthers. I'm gonna roll with the high hand. I'm gonna roll with Kyle Allen out there. In that Carolina defense. I'm thinking that both teams are gonna put up some points though. So I think the over is 41. I'm gonna roll with Carolina though. I like Carolina. Give it a final score about give me about 24-20 Carolina over the Buccaneers. Next up, we got a game of the winless. This is gonna be one of the games I'm gonna watch tomorrow, y'all. Like I'm going to be invested into this Dolphins and Washington game. I just want to see if it's going to be it might turn out to be actually a pretty good game, or it might just be terrible. But the Redskins are traveling to Miami to play the Dolphins 1 p.m. on Fox. Ain't really much I can really say about this. Dolphins basically is the worst team in the league. So is the Redskins. The Redskins fired Jay Gruden earlier this week. I believe it's Bill. I forgot the dude's last name, but he used to coach the Raiders back in the day. He's the one that's coached the Raiders when John Gruden left for Tampa. I think it's Calhoun, Bill Calhoun. I'm not sure. Whatever. But as far as the game go. Colt McCoy looked like he's going to be starting again. But you got Josh Rosen on the other side. Like I said, this game's tough. That's what I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it because I just want to see what's going to happen. But I'm going to roll the dice, man. I think it's going to be the Redskins in this one. I'm going to take the Redskins in this game. Give me a score of, let me see. I'll take the Redskins, man, 26-20. Over the Dolphins. Dolphins going to drop to 0-6. Redskins finally going to get their first win. New coach. I think things are going to start, not fully turn around, but it's going to get a little bit, easier in Washington. Next up, it was a tough one. Philadelphia traveling to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. Wow. So here's two NFC Super Bowl contenders. The Vikings, we all seen last week they decided to start throwing the ball. Before then, it was 80% was running the ball with Dalvin Cook. And if they decide to run the ball like that tomorrow against Philadelphia, it's going to be a long day for Minnesota because we know Philadelphia's strength is stopping the run. But, Minnesota, if Kirk Cousins decide to unleash that passion attack on these guys, the weak corners in Philadelphia it might be a long day for Philly. But on the flip side, it is Kirk Cousins, so you do expect to see a couple of picks being thrown. Kirk Cousins' record against Philadelphia, I believe, is like 5-3, but he's like 5-27 against teams with winning records. It's like, man, this right here is a tough one. I'm going to have this one on as well. Me watching this, but. Man, if I had, goodness. I mean, Minnesota, if Kirk Cousins is on at home and he's, throwing the ball, it's going to get real tough for Philadelphia. With that being said, I really don't see Dalvin Cook being as effective as he normally is every week. And we seen last week they started to shift towards throwing the ball more. You seen Thielen getting involved. You seen Diggs getting involved a little bit. I think we're going to see a little bit more here. And I think with all these rumors out here with Stephon Diggs, just maybe Minnesota is, open to trading him. They might want to showcase him tomorrow to get the maximum value of this guy. Man, this is tough. I can see Philadelphia winning, and I can really see Minnesota winning. And, it's for me, it just comes down to it more so. It's not even about the Eagles offense. It's more so about Kirk Cousins and this Vikings offense. What Kirk Cousins you're going to get? Are you going to get a Kirk Cousins that's worth that big contract? Or are you going to get a bum in Kirk Cousins? Like I said, man, he's notorious for throwing, interceptions. Man, this right here is pretty up against the ropes. I'm trying to be perfect this week on my picks, but man, you know what? I was gonna say Minnesota, but I'm gonna pick the road dog in this one. I'm going to roll with Philadelphia. I think they're going to get the job done. Believe, because they got a tough game coming up the following week against Dallas. So I think this right here is going to be a good game for them to get it together. Still no Deshaun Jackson. They're pretty banged up, but like I said, it's Kirk Cousins on the other end. I really don't have that faith in him. I do got faith in that Minnesota defense. I just don't have faith in Kirk Cousins. And, basically, I just don't know where Kirk Cousins we're going to get. But give me Philadelphia say 27-24. They're going to sneak by Minnesota in this one up in Minneapolis tomorrow at 1 p.m. Next up, this is going to be a good game. This right here, the Kansas City Chiefs are at home against the Houston Texans. Ooh, boy. Oh, man. The Chiefs coming off a loss to the Colts. And people talking about, people talking about the Colts, they put up the blueprint against the Chiefs. I like to strongly disagree. We've seen that blueprint in the AFC Championship game against New England. Basically, the Chiefs have not corrected the one thing that they had as their Achilles heel going into the offseason and into this season now. They still can't stop the run. The Colts, Marlon Mack, them dudes, man, they ran all over these guys, man, and they couldn't do nothing about it. And it that's when you can see, they came into Arrowhead and they punched him in the mouth, pretty much. People blame it on, Patrick Mahomes didn't have all his weapons. He's just missing Tyreek Hill. I believe Sammy Watkins was out, but Sammy Watkins. They're going up against this Houston Texans team. I think it's gonna be a ton of points coming up. I believe the over on this is 55, and I think they're gonna get it. I like this game. Both teams gonna be in the 30s, but I just think Kansas City coming off a loss, and oh man, and the issues with the Texans in the backfield. They're really missing Lamar Miller. If Lamar Miller was there, this would be a very, very winnable game for Houston. It still is a winnable game. These running backs for the Texans is going to have to just get it together with Carlos Hyde and company. These guys going to have to really put it down tomorrow for them to have a chance. But I think it's going to be like a shootout. I think I like Kansas City tomorrow. You give me a score of I'll take Kansas City, man. Let me go 38-34 over the Texans. All right. Next up, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars at home against the New Orleans Saints. This right here, man. Wow. This is gonna be another good game, man. You got Gardner Minshew playing up against Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater been playing pretty good these past couple weeks. I'm liking the Saints here. I really am liking the Saints in this one. I think it's going to be a good game. I really do like the Saints here. It's a good matchup for them. I believe they're only like a half a point favorite coming in against the Jags. Normally you get 3 points just for being at home. I think the Saints, they get the half a point. It's a very tough game, but I like the Saints defensive line. I think they can get after it, and I think they're going to be putting pressure on, Gardner Minshew tomorrow. Of course, they're having a big thing tomorrow up in Jacksonville. The Gardner Minshew, they're giving out mustaches and stuff like that. I just think, I think the Saints, they're really putting together the wins and really holding down the fort until Drew Brees get back. Teddy Bridgewater's playing heck of a game. I think he should be starting somewhere pretty much. But as far as this game goes, I do like the Saints outright. I like the Saints more of a score of like 27-23 over the Jaguars. I think they're going to get the win over there, down there in Jacksonville. Next up, we got the, this might be a good one too. Seattle Seahawks versus the Cleveland Browns. Sheesh, man, this is going to be a good one. The Browns, man, you know what? On paper, the Browns were supposed to be so good, man. Like I said, I had these dudes, man. I had them coming in at making the wild card, and they still. I mean, the season is still young. I mean, so it's still a lot of football to be played. They just got to get it together on defense. But so far they really haven't. So, that offense got to get together. I meant to say offense, guys, but that defense is pretty good. But that offense just has to get it together. And a lot of it falls on, that offensive line and also on Baker Mayfield. Like I said earlier, the things with Odell Beckham, he's frustrated by not getting the touches, out there. And, I forgot that Landry was on the team until he caught a pass against the 49ers the other night on Monday Night Football. But on the flip side, man, Seattle Seahawks, man, Russell Wilson is playing, at a high level. He always plays at a high level. Every week in and week out, man, this dude is balling. It frustrates me sometimes on my parlay picks, but, I think tomorrow, up there in Cleveland, I think he gets the job done. I'm really liking, the Seahawks tomorrow. I think it's going. I think they might hand it to the Browns. I like the Seahawks, man. 31-19 over the Browns. Yeah, that's it, man. It could be a good game, but like I said, some of the mistakes that Baker Mayfield makes, but in the same, I'm going to take that score back. I think it's going to be closer to that. I think it'll be like 31-28 because of the fact that Seattle got some weak, corners out there. And I think Baker Mayfield, if he can't get it done against this Seattle secondary, then, Baker Mayfield's a bum. Put it like that. Like he got Odell and Landry out there. If he can't get this thing done against that weak secondary in Seattle, it's a problem. But I just think Seattle, coming in there, Russell Wilson, I think they got enough to get it done, up there in Cleveland. So that's what I'm picking. I'm going to change my score. I like the Seahawks 31-28, close one. It's going to be sneaky good, man. I just want to see more out of Baker Mayfield. Hopefully we get it. Next up, wow, this is going to be a burner. The Baltimore Ravens at home against the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals are winless. Coming in to take on the Ravens. Ravens fell off a little bit, y'all. Like, they haven't been, as dominant as they was in week 1 against the Dolphins. Week 1 we all thought was, oh, man, the Ravens, like Lamar Jackson. And, he's starting to show a little bit signs of what he was doing last year, and it kind of like, come on, man, you're better than that. But the key tomorrow for Baltimore is going to be to run the ball. I like to see Ingram get a lot of touches tomorrow against this Cincinnati defense. Their run defense is terrible. Mark Ingram should have, over 125 yards rushing tomorrow, and at least two touchdowns. Bottom line, I think this is where the strength is going to come from off of the legs of Ingram. Of course, Lamar Jackson's going to be running around. But like I said, he just got to be smarter with the football and stop making too much risky mistakes out there. But against the Cincinnati Bengals team, they're just suffering. They needed, I don't know. But I like the Ravens tomorrow. I think it's going to be big. I like the Ravens. Give me 31-17 over the Bengals up there, or down there in Baltimore. Next up, this is going to be a good one, man. Got the LA Rams against the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers are 5-0. Well, they're 5-0. Actually, they're actually 4-0. They're 4-0. My fault. Because they had to bye. I'm sorry. So, coming in here to take on the Rams, where do we begin, man? This Rams offense, man. Todd Gurley's out tomorrow. Got the quad injury. This dude, he got paid and just like, just like, come on, man. Like, and I know, the injuries pile up, man, but coming in here against this the San Francisco team, LA is going to be at home up in the Coliseum. But I like the 49ers front, their defensive line, D Ford, Bosa, those guys, you see what Bosa was doing against Baker Mayfield. That was probably the play of the game when he did the taunt that Baker did against Ohio State a couple years ago when he played for Oklahoma. In this game here, man, I think they're going to put some heat on Goff. And I think tomorrow, they're going to put, Goff is going to be in a situation, he's going to be throwing the ball a lot. You know what, man? I like the 49ers in this one. Sneaky. I like, Sherman in that matchup. Probably against Cooper Kupp over there. I like that matchup for Sherman. The 49er defense against this Rams offense. I like that defensive front for the 49ers. Offensively, Jimmy G's got to be careful with the ball. I like to see Matt Breida get a lot of touches, out of that, two-headed monster they got over there with him and Coleman in the backfield. I think, they're going to really attack this Rams defense over there with the run game and with the passing attack. No Aqib Talib tomorrow, another blow for the Rams. I'm taking the 49ers, man. And I think tomorrow is going to be, more of a statement for the 49ers in that NFC West division that they are for real and they are here. Like, they're already on top of the West division, but I don't think too many people talking about the 49ers. There's more questions about are they for real or not. Man, I think they are. I think that they are pretty good. I like the 49ers tomorrow over the Rams. Give me a score of 30-27. 49ers going to get the job done. Next up, the Atlanta Falcons against the Arizona Cardinals. Wow. Here's another one, man. I like Kyler Murray. He's starting to show better decision making. Seen the game last week. It's pretty darn good. This Falcons team, I just don't know. Matt Ryan, he has been playing better. I'll give him that. He has been playing better. But this right here, I think right now, if Atlanta loses, I think they're really going to start, trading some guys out to get some draft picks to start looking at the future a little bit. And I know the future, I know they're going to be centered around Julio, Matt Ryan, of course. He got the big contract. And also Calvin Ridley. I think the guy that might be, on the out if they do decide to trade somebody is going to be Mohamed Sanu. But looking at all of this, man, this Falcons team, they desperately need a win tomorrow. And I think, if they don't get a win tomorrow, I think they might just start packing it in and start looking towards the future a little bit. It's crazy, but I don't know. But as far as this game go, man, I like, the Cardinals in this one. I like Kyler Murray, in this matchup against this Falcons defense. Like I say, he's been playing better. He's been playing a little bit more smarter. His decision making has been on point. If you look at the game last week, he's been making big plays with his offense. I like the Cardinals in this spot. Give me a score 30-27 over the Falcons. Next up, MetLife Stadium. The Jets are at home, welcoming in the Dallas Cowboys. I believe they get Sam Darnold back off of that mono. Oh man, you know what? This game, it should be a rout for the Cowboys. It really should. This game has to be a game for them to bounce back. And, they're on a two-game losing streak. I think they go ahead up into New York and get the job done. Plus, like I said, they have a tough game coming up the following week against Philly on Sunday Night Football. But this Jets team, man, they do got a good defense. That defensive line is pretty competitive every week. And it should, give a little bit of fits, to Dak. This should be a Ezekiel Elliott game tomorrow, but who knows with the Cowboys, man. It put the ball in Dak's hands. And I think, he could be a good quarterback. I think, there's still a lot of mistakes that he make. And sometimes, man, like that game last week, man, I'm just like, against the Packers, man, they had an opportunity, man, to actually put it together to try to make a comeback, man. But it's just certain decision makings. I don't know if it's coaching, I don't know if it's on the quarterback or what, but some things just found to just be like, had me sitting like, man, what are you thinking? It's another week Zeke couldn't get it together. And as I've been saying every week, man, that Cowboys team, man, it goes as far as Zeke can take them. And I know, all the people talk about how, Dak trying to get a new contract and all that, but, Dak should be counting his blessings towards Ezekiel Elliott because, Zeke is the engine to that offense. And Dak, he should just be, hey, like he should be, set secondary when it comes to who is the man in Dallas. Like I don't think, all that talk from Jerry Jones, I think he's just blowing smoke and, talk about how, great, Dak is going to be this and that. Yeah, he'd be a good game manager, but, as far as like putting a team on his back, and actually coming through and winning the game, especially without a run game, I don't see that happening. But as far as this game tomorrow, man, I think they do actually get the bounce back here. They need to bounce back. I picked them to go to the Super Bowl. So, I do expect a lot more out of them, but, I just start to see, a lot of, flaws. And I know tomorrow, I think, their left tackle is going to be questionable, Smith, and that's a huge blow because Tyron Smith is he's a monster. So if he's not in, this Jets defense is going to be all over Dak, and I expect him to he got to be smart, man, with the ball, and limit them turnovers as well. But as far as this game go, man, the Cowboys should really stomp out the Jets. But the Jets, man, they do play, competitive, and they do like they're a pretty good team. Their defense is good, but it's tough to even call a score, man. But I'm gonna take the Cowboys. I'll give you a score of I'll give them Cowboys by 10. I give them 30-20. Cowboys over the Jets. I do think Dak's gonna make some mistakes. Come throughout the game, and that's really gonna cost the Cowboys a little bit of fits. I like the Cowboys defense going against that Jets offense. I mean, Sam Darnold's there, but the main gun on that offense is Le'Veon Bell, and he really hasn't been something you write home about all season. So I don't know, man, but you give me the Cowboys 20-30. Next up, you got our 425 Titans traveling the Mile High to take on the Denver Broncos. This is going to be a low-scoring game. It's going to be a defensive game. I see it. Joe Flacco. Man. And then you got Marcus Mariota on the other side. I don't even want to watch this game. It's just like I got the NFL ticket, but this is not a game that I really want to see. Like, this is like, Flacco, I've never been high on that dude. Even when he was in Baltimore, I always thought, he just threw it up there and just hoped for pass interference play. And that's what happened when they had, who's the speedy guy they had? They had, Torrey Smith back then with those Raven teams. He used to throw it up, and all of a sudden it was like pass interference. He got on my nerves. Marcus Mariota on the other side. I don't know. These dudes, man, it's like, but I think these two defenses, I think the Titans do got the better defense of the two. Feel sorry for Von Miller, man. This Broncos team, man, they just been, they just fell apart over the past couple of years. And I know there's a lot of rumors, out there with them guys being traded. You heard the GM basically say a few weeks ago, anybody but Von Miller is basically available. So that means your Chris Harris and your Emmanuel Sanders. These guys are all on the board, man. They could possibly be moved by this deadline, but who knows? But like I said, man, like Titans, I like the Titans in this one. I think it's going to be another low-scoring game. I give it like a 13-10 game. I'm taking the Titans over the Broncos up there in Mile High. Next up, Sunday Night Football. Got the LA Chargers at home taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Man, no Mason Rudolph. So they're starting with their third stringer for the Steelers, man. Tough break for the Steelers all the way around. The rumors are, about Mike Tomlin possibly being out in Pittsburgh after the year. Could possibly be traded to Washington to be their coach. I think that'd be a good look for Washington to try to turn that whole franchise around a little bit. But I do think, Mike Tomlin, I think like his time in Pittsburgh is a little bit worn. I just think sometimes, man, people just need, a new, little bit of new scenery out there. Change a little pace up. But this game right here, man, the Chargers, Phillip Rivers, he's still a pretty good guy. He's still a pretty good quarterback. Making a lot of babies, but he's still a pretty good quarterback. This game right here, man, this sucks for it to be a Sunday night game. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. But it's probably because it's no Roethlisberger. It's no Roethlisberger versus Rivers, so it's like Phillip Rivers is going up against some third string dude. I ain't even looking up to see who he was. I'm sorry, but with Keenan Allen, those guys on offense, Melvin Gordon's back. They still got Eckler over there. He's pretty good as well. But the Chargers, man, they another team that plays like sometime we're on, sometime we're off. They lost last week to Denver. I think they do bounce back this week. And beat the Steelers here. I'm gonna roll with the Chargers though. I'm thinking it's gonna be like more of a 31-21 game. I'm gonna roll with the Chargers in that one. All right, final game of the week, man. We got the Green Bay Packers. This is gonna be a good game. Green Bay Packers versus the Detroit Lions up there in Lambeau. The Lions, man, Lions are pretty good, man. Kerryon Johnson, I like that dude. And you know what? Going up against this Packers defense that is real suspect to the run, they're just like Kansas City. I think Kerryon Johnson's gonna have himself a game on Monday night. And a lot of people be like, you be like, oh, Packers gonna beat the Lions, man. I mean, hey, listen, I like the Packers tomorrow. But I think it's gonna be a very, very, very close game tomorrow. I think they're both gonna put up some points because, like I said, I like the run game with the Lions going up against this Green Bay defense. They just can't stop the run. If you look, over the past couple weeks, outside of Zeke getting his, that's what I said. I don't know what happened with the Cowboys and the Packers last week. Maybe the game just got away from them too early, and Zeke really couldn't get his touches. But every single week, Philadelphia ran all over him with Jordan Howard. You had the Vikings, even though they lost to the Packers, ran all over them with Dalvin Cook. You had, the Broncos. The Broncos lost to the Packers, but those two running backs out there in Denver ran all over the Packers. The only teams that didn't, execute the run game over the Packers was week 1 Chicago, and last week was Dallas. Other than that, these running backs they have played ever, outside of those two games, run all over them. And I like Kerryon Johnson tomorrow, so I hope they don't abandon the run tomorrow. Matthew Stafford, we all know he likes to throw the ball around, but. And, in key situations, he is going to make that mistake. So, but I like them to, if they can rely heavily on the run on Monday night, they could possibly win this game. But I don't think they will. So I'm rolling with the Packers, man. Like I said, Aaron Rodgers, no Devontae Adams. He's supposed to be out probably like 6 weeks maybe, with that toe injury. That's huge for them in that offense. But, Aaron Rodgers still going to find a way to get it done. I'm liking the Packers here. Give me a score of 30-24 over the Lions. So for my picks this week, man, I got the Packers, Chargers. I got the Packers over the Lions, Chargers over the Steelers, Titans over the Broncos, Cowboys over the Jets, Cardinals over the Falcons, 49ers over the Rams, Redskins over the Dolphins, Eagles over the Vikings. That's a tough one, man. Saints over the Jaguars, Chiefs over the Texans. That's gonna probably be the game of the week. Seahawks over the Browns, and Ravens over the Bengals. And then our London game tomorrow morning at 9:30, I got the Panthers over the Buccaneers. So, man, that's it for me tonight, guys. Hope you all enjoy listening. Like my whole take on each team that's gonna be playing this week, tomorrow and Monday. If you want Instagram, it's just Hub. Make sure you follow me. No, not just, it's Hub's Huddle. I'm sorry. Make sure you guys follow me on there. Like the page. Also, if you want Instagram, please like the page. It's Hub's Huddle. Twitter, follow me, Hub's Huddle. This podcast is on iTunes, Google Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, whole lot of other places, man. Just pop that name in the Google search engine. It'll pop up everywhere I'm at. Just click on one of them things, listen to it, share it with your friends that like sports, family, whoever, anybody that likes sports, man, turn them on to this podcast. I'll greatly appreciate it. Welcome all the new fans that's been joining in. And also, I'm looking to expand onto Twitch and do live podcasts with the videos. You guys can see me, talk to me as I'm doing a live podcast, and we can bust it up on there. Talk a little football, whatever you guys like to talk about. So, man, until then, man, enjoy them games tomorrow. Don't forget, kickoff 9:30 a.m. It's Panthers and Buccaneers. So until next week, hopefully we have a good week with these picks. Hopefully I'm bringing y'all a little bit of money this week. Hopefully, I'm putting my best tomorrow. Yeah, a little bit of luck floating around here. But until next time, man, y'all be blessed. Have a great night. Until then, it's your boy Hub, and I'm signing out. Peace.